Hello everyone, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Batman Arkham Asylum on Steam. I am One Welsh Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be chasing down good old Harlequin, and we're going to be putting an end to her side of this drastic plot. We'll stop her shenanigans in the hopes that he'll hopefully take out the Joker. Now, first things first, let's just go into this room filled with calendars, because, well, obviously it's a Calendar Man reference, and if we scan that, that is a nice and fine and dandy Riddler trophy for us all to do. Now, around this point of the game, this is usually generally the point of the game where I start to lose interest in the game itself, and I don't actually know why. I think it's primarily because there's a lot of backtracking through areas we've been to previously with some slight variation, you know, folks. So, I don't know, every time I go to this point in the game, I always just tend to zone out. I always sort of get bored because I'm just running through all these samey looking corridors constantly. Now, this is an issue that is resolved a lot more in the sequel game, Arkham City, but you know, it's an issue nonetheless, at least in my professional opinion. Although I will be perfectly honest, you are from time to time going to run into these scary, well, not scary, you're going to run into these crazy guys, and basically the crazy mook enemy type will, if you don't know what you're doing, they will give you a heart attack, and playing through this game the first time, they will usually jump out of nowhere when you least expect it. Now, this can cause you to basically shit yourself.
Look who's finally turned up, the Dark Knight himself. How's it hanging, Babs? Got a little problemo for you. See those two guards over here? I know.
I did that to demonstrate what you're not meant to do, because you're not meant to drop them directly down, because the floor underneath them is electrified. So whenever we enter this room, ladies and gentlemen, what we really need to do is, shut up Harley, let me talk. What you need to do is you basically need to find a certain a power control panel? Yeah, control panel that is linked onto one of the walls. And you need to use your, amplifying dual stick hacking thing, you know, this thing, the crypto whatever sequencer. You need to use this in order to deactivate the water's electricity in order to cut them down safely without them dying. However, be careful, because when they do get dropped down, there is, well, when you turn off the electricity even, there's a limited amount of time until the electricity will turn back on. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kill, well, not kill, you're going to want to drop them almost immediately after you turn off the electricity in the area. However, be careful, because once you've disabled and freed both of these guys, you'll have to worry about the time limit on the side of the screen. As you can see, it says 1 minute 35 seconds, which is obviously the time limit we need to save them in. As soon as we rescue them, the time limit will drop to 30, which means we need to we basically need to run for the door, leg it, and get out of here in time. Now, this is actually a shockingly tight time limit if you're not lucky enough. Like, if you're bad at using these this crypto thingy, then you will not be able to open up the door in time. So, I don't know, I just feel the time limit's a little bit tight for that, just because, you know, mistakes can be had.
I thought we were both gonna die in there.
You're safe now.
You going after that crazy witch? I saw her heading out of the door as we got out of the room.
She won't get away. I'll stop her and then her boyfriend.
Good. Listen, I'll go try and get the ventilation system working. If you find her, don't go easy on her. For me.
Don't worry, bro. Hold on, that's not the right Batman voice.
Don't worry, bro. I'll get her. I'll get a boyfriend, and I'll be home for tea time. I'm Batman.
But anyway, yeah, as I said already, around this section of the game is where the game gets is more boring. It's still fun to play, I suppose, but this is when I sort of run out of, I don't know, I just sort of go into autopilot mode, you know, ladies and gentlemen, where I play through the game, and I just sort of go through hallways and meander around as... Basically, I'm not thinking much when I'm going through this, you know, I'm just in autopilot mode going from point A to point B. However, you will need to be careful as well, though, because when you get around this point in the game, because the world is so open to you, as to opposed to previously, where it wasn't all that open, It can be very easy in order to lose your way and lose where you were going, especially if you go out of your way like I am to collect all the Riddler trophies that you just happen to know are in the area. Just because of that, it's very easy to get lost, and you can find yourself sort of meandering around in circles if you don't know where you're going exactly. So your first playthrough going through the sequence of the game, it's not going to be the best adventure in the world. What can I say? It's not bad by any means, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a little bit meh. It could have been better. They could have really handled this a lot better than it has been handled. But anyway, now that we freed those guys, I believe we can return to this area later on. But I think what we need to do next is we actually need to just continue moving forward. Just go through this doorway here, and we can't access that room. If you looked closely in that room filled with gas when we were in there, there's actually a little bit of a crumbled wall. We will be going back into that room later down the line, well, mainly when I'm going to do my Riddler challenges, which will be its own little speed montage video thing. So, yeah, don't fret, folks, there is a way to go back into that room. It doesn't stay gasified. I can't actually remember how to ungas the room, but I'll probably show it off when I actually go back to collect the stuff. What can I say? What can I say? Of course, as I said previously as well, all these rooms and what have you have been opened up. All of the cages in which all of the inmates have been stored are all opened up, which means we can actually look inside and probably find a couple of collectibles here and there. So just pay attention to what you're doing and keep looking at all these rooms, and eventually you should be able to find collectibles and what have you. Now, why is there riddle question marks on that wall? I don't know. It seems to be in every single one of these rooms, actually. It just seems to be random question marks on the walls. Like, I think this might be an area where, something involving the Riddler happens, but don't quote me on that. But I digress. Anyway, to get that Riddler trophy, there is no way in here from the normal means. We aren't able to open up that doorway. So how do we get that Riddler trophy, you might ask? We'll get it in a bit, all in due time. But, yeah, be prepared as well when we get to this sequence by here with the little, electrical barrier. As you can tell, there's a grate. Now, this is very easy to miss, and, one of the things is this can probably give someone a jump scare, just because, I jumped a mile when I first played this game, and that guy came out going, "Surprise, motherfucker!" I was like, what? What? Where'd he come from? Leave me alone! I'm Batman, I should be scaring you, not the other way around. So yeah, that guy can, he usually gives me a bit of a jump every time I play this game. Especially the first time I played the game, I threw the controller outside the room. Like, I literally threw it out the room. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I mean, folks. You know what I mean. But anyway, to get that Riddler trophy that is encaged in that, well, cage, I suppose. We need to go up to this second floor by here, onto this here balcony upper platform thing. What are these called? Well, we gotta walk up here, and these walls by here are explodable. Just blow up the right wall and you'll be able to jump directly into the cell and collect the Riddler trophy. What can I say? You can blow up all three if you like. There is no real reason to do so, I don't think. You only really need to blow one of them up. But for the sake of checking, I figured, yeah, I might as well have a look. So here we go. Boom. I got my Riddler trophy, so let's just grapple on back out. Oh my, yes. But yeah, there's like I said, there's not much going on in this section. But we are coming up to a little bit of an enemy onslaught, where I have a couple of neat little tactics that I like to do, particularly here, because it's quite funny to initiate. What can I say? So
Here he comes, Mr. J!
Excellent. I'll leave it to you then, my dear.
Get him!
alright, so for this we have electrified floors and mooks coming in from the left and right side of the arenas. Now what I tend to like to do is I like to booby trap the floor and cause the enemies to just explode and fly off the platform like so. It is absolutely amazing that I'm able to do that. It's one of my favorite things to do in this game whenever there's enemies coming towards me. Like, if I know I have enough time to place like a booby trap on the floor, I will place a booby trap, wait for the enemy to come running along, and suddenly, boop, They will all go flying, and I will be laughing at them. Because obviously I'm Batman, and they don't stand a chance against the old Batman. But yeah, actually I've been playing a couple of games recently that been using the same sort of combat system Batman uses, where I've literally just dubbed this type of battle system the Arkham system, and honestly, I like it. I like the combat system in this game. I don't really talk too much about the way it works, but it's flexible, you know. It can make really cinematic gameplay with button inputs, and it's the biggest flaw with it, I suppose, is that a lot of people who may play this will start to go into autopilot and they'll tune out of the combat after a while, you know. If they're good with the combat, they'll just sort of, it's easy enough to tune out and just wail away on enemies. So it's a very simple combat system, but you know, it's good for cinematic and action games like this. Fortunately with Batman, the combat isn't the primary focus, so it's not a big deal that it's kind of repetitive. But in some other games out there, like Shadow of Mordor for example, which I've recently picked up and completed, I recommend it by the way, there's sort of combat systems in place there, and it's kind of repetitive in that game as well, but they do a lot to vary up the combat and more so in this game, but I digress, I'll talk more about that in a bit.
But there is no prize for second place. I'm afraid you're off the party list. Better luck next time.
No!
Yes!
Die, you big ugly bat! Hey, hands off the merchandise! That's my party list!
Quiet. Why the smiles next to certain names?
You're the detective, you tell me! Huh?
Get in!
You won't find Mr. J! He's in the secret lab in the gardens and... oh crap!
Yep, I know.
Damn! Well, he'll get me out, you'll see! Yeah. You'll see.
Oracle, I'm done. Harley is subdued, and I have her print scanned.
So you can find the secret lab in the gardens?
Yes. Harley's been everywhere on the island, so I'm calibrating the scanner to only show prints that have traces of chlorophyll.
Okay, listen, be careful. I rerouted a Wayne Tech satellite to show thermal scans of the island. The gardens are showing up hot. Something bad is happening there.
You know, for some reason, Harley Quinn's line delivery there, I know I'm over going past the end of the episode, but Harley Quinn's line delivery there always bugs me. It's like, you'll never find a secret base in the gardens, and oh crap, there's just no, like, I don't know, she just sounds a lot more monotone, like, a lot more monotone, even, than you'd expect her to sound. Like, if I was doing the line, I'd be like, hey, yeah, you'll never find a secret lab in the gardens. Oh, shit. You didn't hear that, did you? You know, I would have been more like that. I would have been a bit more subtle with my line delivery instead of just being blunt with it, I suppose. But anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And when we return next time, we'll be, well, basically excavating the island for Harley Quinn's handprints in order to find out where to go next. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, people. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you all then. Bye!